reading you the problem, and then I'm going to ask you guys to do one step at a time, okay? When you do the check-in, you have to do the whole thing on your own. You need to buy some filing cabinets. What's a filing cabinet? Do I have one in here? Yeah, it's that one right there with the drawers. So you need to buy some filing cabinets. You know cabinet X costs $10 per unit and requires 6 square feet of floor space and holds 8 cubic feet of files. Cabinet Y costs $20 per unit, requires 8 square feet of floor space, and holds 12 cubic feet of files. You've been given $140 for this purchase, but you don't have to spend that much. The office has room for no more than 72 square feet of cabinets. How many of which model should you buy in order to maximize storage volume? All right, and we want to know how many of each model. What are the models called? They don't have exciting names, right? What are they called? Cabinet X and Cabinet Y. So I'm going to pause for a minute while you define your variables. All right, does anybody want to share what they wrote for define your variables? Kelly, what did you write? X equals what? Very good. Number of cabinet X. And so then what would Y equal, Kelly? Beautiful. Number of cabinet Ys. Okay, so next we have to write the objective function. And the objective is to maximize volume. And it's tricky here because we have numbers about area and numbers about volume. So let me help you find the numbers about volume. Volume is measured in cubic feet. So it says cabinet X holds 8 cubic feet and cabinet Y holds 12 cubic feet. Okay, so those are the numbers you're going to want to use in your objective function. Do not cube anything. That's just the way we measure it. I don't want anything raised to the third power. Don't do any of that. It's really done the same way we did the other problems, okay? So write your objective function, and this time we're maximizing storage volume. So instead of revenue equals, it's going to be a volume equals. Okay? So I'm going to give you a minute to write your objective function. All right, so remember I underlined the volume numbers for you to help you find those. So volume equals what number times X? Araceli, did you get that? How many?
Oh.
What did you write for your volume equals?
Oh, I got 8x plus 12y.
8x, so 8 for cabinet X plus 12 for cabinet Y. That's good. Okay, for our constraints, what's one thing that limits us? We only have a limited amount of what?
Feet.
We only have a limited amount of feet, and what was the other thing? Of the feet also? Okay, good. All right, so that was the area. So that's the square feet, okay? So we're gonna write an inequality about the square feet. Now it's not the same numbers as before because those were the cubic feet. Let's find those numbers. So here's one of them, 6 square feet. And here's the other one, 8 square feet. Okay, so go right ahead and write your inequality about square feet.
6x
6x, okay.
plus 8x.
Is the 8 for the x or for the y?
Y.
Very good. Then what? So it could equal 72, right? Or it could be what?
Bigger than
So we only have 72 feet, so it can't be greater than, but it could be less than. Good. So it could be less than or equal to. Excellent. All right, so we have our square feet constraint. Did you have a question?
Could it be 72?
Yeah, it could.
Could it be equal to 72?
It could be, yeah. So that's why we have the less than or equal. You can use all the space or you can use less. All right, there is something else that's constraining us. We only have what? What's the other number that's limiting us? It's right here.
14? No, 140?
Yeah, we've only been given $140, so we're limited by money. All right, so our money can be less than or equal to $140. So go back and find the costs for cabinet X and cabinet Y to write your inequality there. What you put for money?
10x plus 20y is,
Less than or equal to?
yeah, 140.
Very good. All right, so 10x, because that's how much the cabinet X costs, plus 20y is less than or equal to 140. All right, now Kenny, I know you're working ahead. Can you tell us what other constraints you added to this? Good, and the other one? Good, because we cannot have any negative cabinets, so we have to make sure we account for that here. All right, so these are great. What we're going to do now is work in Desmos, so take a minute to put those in. All right, so remember, you need this practice to make sure that you know how to do this. So right here, this gray one makes it really hard to see everything. So I'm going to go up to settings, and I'm going to change the gray one to a lighter color, and then I can see everything better. Okay, and I'm going to pull this down so that I can see my area. Here's this area in the middle, and click on the vertices. You should do the same thing. All right, and 0, 0. And you're going to write your vertices down for part D. If you haven't graphed it yet, take a minute to graph it. I'm actually going to skip writing the 0, 0 because I know I need file cabinets, so I'm not going to get 0. So I put those points on my paper. I hope you have them on your paper too. And we're going to substitute them into our objective function. So my objective function is 8x plus 12y. 8 times 0 plus 12 times 7 is going to be 0 plus 84. So this one gives me 84 cubic feet of space. Is it feet? Yeah. I write cubic feet like this, but I don't actually cube any numbers, okay? That's just your unit. So I have a lot of space. All right, next one, we still use our volume function, 8x plus 12y. And this time I'm going to substitute a different vertex in. I think I get 100 this time. Did anybody else get 100 for this one? Or did you get something different? No? Okay. Everyone makes mistakes, so let me know when I make one, okay? So this time I have 100 cubic feet, so far this is the winner. All right, got one more though. So I'm going to substitute in 12, 0. Notice I skipped over the 0, 0 vertex. It's not wrong to do that if you want to do the 0, 0, but you don't have to. All right, so this one was close, but it was not the biggest. All right, so what is the maximum cubic feet I can get? It's not 84. What's the biggest I can get? 100. Good. 100 is the biggest. And so I should get 8 cabinet X's and 3 cabinet Y's.